Hello all, and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We are working our way through the final parts of Mr. Key's challenge into getting our butts down further inside the mine. We need to get down to floor 120 by the end of today, and I have a feeling that's going to require the use of a lot of staircases. Because, yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricksy if we don't use them. They are incredibly handy, so it's kind of the main aim of the game here, really, by the looks of things. So, what we're going to work our way through is finding our way down and being efficient about how we do things. Well, I pretend that efficiency is the aim of the game. I'm an idiot, and yeah, this could end very badly. But all the same, it is going to require a lot of damn staircases. But, you know, we've still got a couple of days. So let's see how well we can achieve this. But for now, we've got lots of tulips to harvest, and I didn't realise that Junimos don't come out during the rain. So that's helpful. Unfortunately, of course, it's raining during the one time that I really don't want it to. Because, of course, the legend is only catchable when it is raining. And, of course, I can't really justify not being prepared and organised enough in that I can't justify not going into the mines. I have to go into the mines. I can't fish for the legend today. I've got no choice. So these rain totems are really going to be the main driving force for me to be able to actually do that in the next few days, I think. Because without the rain totems, to guarantee it being chucking it down awful weather, I'll be a bit stuck. And that's kind of where I'm at. I want to be able to get down far into the mines. I want to get down there. And I also really want to catch that damn legend. It's going to have to happen. So this is going to be a lot more tricky than I would like it to be. But once I catch the legend, then I'll be a happy, happy man. Right. Well, for now, we have the last of these crops to harvest and replant. And then we're going to start cracking our way through into the mines to get further in as possible. Now, I can't remember where we're actually at down in the mines at the moment. So it might require me to really, really get a wiggle on and get further into the mines as just, you know, as physically possible, really. Because the further we get down there, the better we'll do. So let's sell all these tulips, because again, that's going to be helpful for me selling every crop. I really wish there was a better way of tracking what I've shipped out, and how many... Oh, hang on, I think if I hover over them, it tells me how many of them I've shipped out, doesn't it? That is, again, the case point example of a moron. I think that's something I do actually genuinely need to have a proper look at and see how many of each crop have I actually shipped out. I need to ship out 15 of everything. Let's actually figure that one out. And yeah, there's a few crops that I believe there's a couple that don't count towards it, but I'd rather err on the side of caution on that one. I'd like to just make sure I get everything done. Because again, I'm aiming to get a perfection run. That means obtaining all of the achievements in the game, I believe. That might not actually be the case, because some of them are quite difficult. Such as the Prairie King without taking any damage. I don't believe that you need to do that one for the perfection challenge, but I will double check. If all else fails, I'm still going to try it, but the trouble is, it's not that thrilling to watch. I will, if I do a bit harder try and get through the Journey of the Prairie King, I will be very careful about how I load that one up, because otherwise I will just sink far too much time into it, because of course it pauses the time in games. You don't lose any of your day, and that could get very dull very quickly, and I'm painfully aware of that fact. And I'd rather not have like a 3-hour-long video of me just playing Journey to the Prairie King, because that's just not fun. Well, also it'll just involve me going, oh god damn it, a lot. Because yeah, it's a frustrating game sometimes, and I have done it without taking any damage once. So I have the achievement on Steam because I have done it, but oh, it is a pain. However, that being said, though, I am terrible at Junimo Kart, genuinely awful at it. I wish somebody could just, you know, give me an answer on actually how one beats it, because I suck, genuinely suck so hard at it. Just not good at Junimo Kart. So yeah, if ever you want to watch somebody just fail and cry repeatedly, that's how you do it. You just watch me playing that. And there's a lot of swearing, because I try to fight the urge. You know, I've tried to be good and not swear lots on YouTube. Because I don't think that's going to be particularly conducive to ever being monetizable at any point ever. I mean, I'm not exactly expecting to be monetized at any point, anytime soon at least. But at the same time, I'd rather not have any content that is just, well, full of me swearing. And I will shamelessly admit there is a swear jar at my old workplace that I put in, when I was managing retail. I put that swear jar in for very good reason, because I swear a lot. But anyway, less of the potty fat mouth nonsense there. So I'm replanting a few more seeds. I've got some probably a few nice bits of crops going in. Got lots of kale. It's actually a favoured food of my guinea pigs. So that's quite a nice sweet one for me. It's like putting that in, because it's like just reminds me of my boys. Which I know, I'm a sad man, but I love my guinea pigs, so I don't care. They're my babies. They barely can exist outside of like a hutch. They need that much supervision. They're just such daft little potatoes. I did have one out with me when I was doing some of the recording for a previous episode. I had to put him away because he was getting very, very fussy. What that essentially means is he needed to pee. And that would then mean he would make a mess. And I don't really want to deal with that. But anyway, my lovely boys. So we're back in the desert, hoping for, well, I mean, I'm going to grab these coconuts and cactus fruits that are just lying around. But I'm really hoping to try and get an artifact spot so I can get that blasted golden mask. It's the only one I need left. It's literally the last artifact I need. And yet I'm still really struggling with it. And it's driving me nuts. It's why I'm handing over the Omni Geodes for the golden treasure trove things, because they have a reasonable chance of having it in there. I don't actually know what the percentage chance is of it, or whether the drop rate, if one wants to really call it that. I don't really know. It's not something I've really focused upon, but it is a thing that I've not paid much attention to. Strictly speaking, I probably should have done. But yeah, it's something. Yeah. But yes, there's not really much else I can say regarding that, at least. But I do really want to get that golden mask, because as soon as I get it, then I'll be quite pleased with myself, because I'll have done all the bits that I need to with that. Like, there's nothing else for me to worry about, per se. But again, we'll see. Because that's a very different sort of front, really. Yeah. It's going to be a faff. But then I'll actually have physically completed the... whatchamacallit? Place where you have the artifacts, the museum. And I'll be pleased with that, because then the museum will be complete, and that'll be nice. Huzzah. But all the same, it's still a faff ahead of me. And it's something that's going to need a bit of work. I'm painfully aware of that fact. I'm going to need to put some effort in. And I would quite like to get that done. Thanks very much, please. Can I get it? I just want it. It's that sort of level. I'm just like, not quite beg, borrowing, and stealing at this point, but I really want it. Now, of course, we're dealing with all these horrible damn ghosts whilst we're here. And the ghosts are going to drive me nuts. Because they are a fiendish pain in the butt. I hate the ghosts. They're really annoying. They drive me round the bend. And they hit way harder than they have really any bloody right to. And that's just aggravating. I don't really know how else to describe it, because, yeah, what else can I do? They hit like a truck. And, yeah, they're very annoying. So, let's get ourselves through and around here. So I'm going to eat this magic rock candy that I brought with me, because that stuff is going to really amp up my game plan here, because it makes everything so much better. And I'm not sure, like, how much more powerful it can make me. But I will take any advantage I can get at this point, because please help me. I need all the help I can get at this point. I need speed, efficiency, all of that bananas. It's just, it needs to happen. To be very fair about it, it just needs to happen. Yeah. Okay, so we'll eat some salad. That's fine. Is there anything else that I can do right now? Probably not. But yeah, I need to eat some salad and, you know, restore some of that very important health that makes me better and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's see what else we can do. Nope. Goodness gracious. All of these creatures are just everywhere. They're so annoying. I think that's the big problem here, is there's so many of them and they just won't go away. But anyway, once we've murdered our way through all of these blasted critters, we'll pretty much be sorted. And again, I mean, we're on floor 67. We've still got... We're just over halfway through this, and that is not a good place to be. We need to be way further than we are. And yeah, I'm just going to have to boil down to it, and I'm going to have to use the staircases. I've got very little choice in this matter, I'm afraid. And to be fair, it's kind of it's what they're for, really. And I'm being stubborn. And I think that's the stupid thing, is a lot of the time I'm very stubborn about the way I play games. It's not that I deliberately want to make things hard for myself, but I don't like to try and use shortcuts. And because of that sort of attitude that I've got, it means that I end up struggling sometimes, because I will force myself to have to do lots of more dumb things to try to achieve what's reasonably not that hard. One of which, using these staircases. Well, why have I not done it before? Why have I not really used them more? I used them the last time I did this exact challenge with Mr. Key, but previously in other runs when I've done this game, like played through Stardew Valley, I've just never used them. Which is dumb. And it's a genuine admission of, like, I'm an idiot, because I just don't understand why I'm so stubborn about it. A lot of the time is the same with, like, the rock candy. I've eaten it today because I'm trying to be better about the fact that I tend to hoard items. And if I hoard it, well, why? Why am I hoarding it? What's the point? If I don't use it, it's not useful to me. And yes, it might be more useful to me later game, but at the same time, using it now to save me a lot of work and effort, yes. To be fair, however, yes, there are times in games where you go, maybe I shouldn't use this, because actually I could probably make a better use of it later. That does happen, and it does happen enough that, you know, I think about that. But right now, that is not a consideration. I am very much not caring about that. I just want to get this done. Like, when it comes to playing other, like, the more turn-based strategy games, so I played a lot of Final Fantasy games when I was a kid. I haven't done for a while, because when the, like, I think, oh, it must have been, so when the console wars were in GameCube, Xbox One, Dreamcast, and PlayStation 2, I had a GameCube and a PlayStation 2. They were the two consoles that I owned. I was very lucky that I owned two. One of them was a gift from my parents, the PlayStation 2. Me and my brother got that given to us, but we saved up together to buy ourselves the GameCube, because we'd always been quite big Nintendo fans. So that was, you know, the big thing for us on that one. But I never played much. I didn't own a PS3. I bought a 360 when I left home and went to university. And when I moved out of home, I think was when it actually came out. So yeah, I've never owned a PlayStation console outside of like the PlayStation 1 and 2. So it meant that I just didn't play any of the Final Fantasy games, which is a shame because I really loved the series. I find them great fun. But because of that, it's meant that I've kind of lagged a bit behind on what the heck is going on with it. But during those games, because there was actually a relative point to this, rather than my ADD brain going, haha, we'll talk about all this random tangent stuff. The idea was the fact that I tended to hoard items and not use them and hold on to them for ages. And again, because this is the days before walkthroughs were easily available. And yeah, you'd go online and you'd get some really fun, like, text-based, like, ASCII text, like, weird nonsense. And yeah, okay, some of it would be useful, some of it would be an absolute nonsense. But because of that, I ended up with really a penchant for just grabbing items and hoarding them and just never ever using them, which obviously caused a lot of problems because it meant that I ended up not using items effectively or being sensible about things or anything of that ilk. I struggled a lot in games because I would stubbornly refuse to swap that out and actually use the items that the game was providing me, because I'm an idiot. And again, being honest here, I am an idiot. So yeah, that was genuinely a thing. And yeah, I kind of wish it hadn't have been, to be fair, because it meant that I struggled because of my own idiocy. And yeah, that's just how this rolls, I think, is probably the easiest way of putting it. I made a lot of dumb mistakes when I played games in the past. And yeah. Now I try to be better. Living up to one of my colleagues who repeatedly says, like, their favourite phrase is just be better. Or flat out, just be better. And it's funny because they're not wrong about it. A lot of the time, just, you know, just stop being an idiot. Just be better. And bless them for it because it makes me laugh. But that's just gameplay for you, isn't it? Okay, so random side tangent out of the way there about playing games. And actually justifying to myself, I think that's the worst part. I had to justify to myself why I've used the rock candy. Because yes, it's a valuable item. And it's rare. I mean, I don't know how many of them there are in the game, but there aren't many. Or I don't even know how you get them. I mean, there's probably a way of doing it, but sure, don't know. Right, so let's quickly bail out of the mine for the time being because we've been running around here for a while and it is very late. I mean, we're 1:10. We're really pushing it for sensibility on this one. And I don't really want to get caught out too hard by the game. Essentially screwing us over slightly. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the best way of putting it, is I don't want to get screwed over by the game by me passing out because I'm a moron. Which, again, we've established I am very much of one of those. And I know all too bloody well. Right. Now for the tricksy bit. What do I do here? I think I'm just going to make a bunch of staircases. I'm just going to make an absolute truckload of these damn things. Because they are going to be so phenomenally helpful at this point. I need them. I need them in my life, and I need them yesterday, to be fair. Because they are going to make it so that I can actually get down the mines. And without them, well, it's not going to happen very easily, is it? But yeah, once I get down in the mines, get down to the floor 120, we're golden, everything's hunky-dory, we're sorted. That's really all we can say that we need to do. Because, well, that is all we need to do. Yeah, wordsmith, good, yes. Yeah, once this is all organised and such, we're pretty much good. But, you know, today we're going to start off with another day. We're going to work our way through everything, and we're going to try and get our way through further in the mines and use what we've got available to us. Gonna make as much as possible. And again, it's also the justification of using certain items is that same using the fairy dust. Because part of it for me is I go, well, I don't want to struggle per se, but I don't want to use something that's going to shortcut. But at the same time, why not? I have to wrangle it in my head and justify it. And I genuinely hope I'm not the only one who struggles in that sense. So please tell me if you're of a similar sort of mindset. You kind of have to justify using an item that's going to make your life easier. Because, yeah, it's frustrating that is part of my brain. I do not like it. I wish it would stop. I want to make life easy for myself. I'm lazy. Which, you know, counterproductive on that one, eh? Because it's true. I am a lazy man, and I know I am. Because, you know, figure out somebody who's lazy, they'll figure out the easiest way of doing something, and then you can implement it elsewhere in the process. Which, you know, I've been very honest in some of my job interviews that I've had, where I've actually gone, yeah, I'm kind of lazy. But what that means is I personally strive to figure out the easiest way to achieve a task, find out my end goal, achieve that goal with the most efficiency. Because, you know, there's structured laziness at that point. It's not just, I'm lazy for the sake of lazy. I mean, that would be awful, wouldn't it? Just being lazy because you can be. Just, you know, I'm just going to sit around and twiddle my thumbs because that's what I feel like doing. Nothing else, just, you know, sitting around, twiddling. Doing sweet FA. But yeah, I'm going to cook up a few more items that I think I need to cook up. But I do need to really actually go through all of the items that I need to cook and just make sure everything's done. Because there's a lot of them, to be fair. And once I get them all cooked up and then dumped in the bin, then I'll be in a better place. Some of them are going to require me to have a few more, well, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Ingredients. Like the raw resources. Like I know that some of them are going to require some certain fish that I probably don't have. But if I can be sensible about looking them up, like looking up what I can get, I'm going to use the fishing channel to find out where those fish are. Because that's really, well, its purpose is it tells you about where the fish are, what you can get, and blah, blah, blah. Now, I will also admit, while I'm doing this, I am really happy about the this fertilizer giving me, essentially, well, I say essentially, giving me iridium crops. They're great. Makes me really happy. I'm very happy with this. Like iridium quality blue jazzes. I mean, I don't think they're really that valuable, but again, iridium quality crops. Get in. And it does make me a little bit annoyed at myself because I didn't wait until I'd got iridium quality growing material to sow in the blasted greenhouse. I mean, maybe that's a possibility. Maybe I'll try and get myself all the ancient fruit for the greenhouse to fill it up, and I will destroy them all once I have enough of the really good quality fertilizer. That's going to hurt me so bad to do. But also there's no point. I'm turning it into wine. Yeah, I mean, there's no way in heck an iridium quality ancient fruit sells for more than ancient fruit wine. I really hope that's not the case because I might cry. Oh man, that would suck so hard. But yeah, I don't care at that point. If it's going in the wine or in the preserves, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there we go. Right. I had to justify that to myself again. Just let you know. I know I'm an idiot. Let's work this nonsense out. Let's be sensible. And we know sensibility is not my strong suit. I do kind of fear that if ever I end up making merch, it's just going to be the walrus is a moron. Just all over them. Just be like, yeah, he's been an idiot again. And what are we going to do with him now? The walrus, the moron. Oh well. That's, just how it goes. Okay, so let's quickly work my way through all of this. Right, so at 9:30 a.m. we are going to go and sort out the animals now, because that's a sensible and a prudent thing to be doing right here, right now. And once they are all organised and sorted out, at least then we'll be able to make them more content. Oh my goodness gracious me, look at this vast quantity of wine. That is phenomenal. I am not upset about this in any way, shape or form. Yes, please. I like wine. Give me, give me, give me. So yeah, I've got absolute oodles of the stuff, which is great and all. But now, what I'm going to have to figure out and do is, what am I going to do? Well, with it all, I think I'm going to sell this stuff. I've got quite a lot already in the house to be turned into other food items, other to be preserved per se. Not preserved, aged. There's the correct word I'm looking for. So I'll just make a bunch of ancient fruit wine. It'd be absolutely fantastic, lovely stuff. Right. So let's keep this one going, shall we? Essentially, we're just keeping the party train rolling at this point. Because, yeah. Welcome to Preserve Town. Oh, yeah. Look at all the jams. So that is something that I'm not, great at, but I've done it. I've made a jam. I made some jam of some crab apples. I think I mentioned it previously in an older video that, yeah, I made crab apple jam, and I was, really pleased with myself, I did get some help from my mother, because she knows way more about it than I do. And that's generally how my attempts go. I make stuff and hope for the best. I'm never going to deny that I'm not the greatest at all of that sort of stuff, but I'll try. I'd like it to be good. I think that's quite reasonable for, at least attempting it, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's the same as I know I need to upload those videos of the cooking. But the trouble is, I have so much stuff going on at the moment in other side parts of life that I keep forgetting to actually do the last parts of those videos. So apologies if you're waiting on those. I may just release those as a separate video. I think that would probably be quite nice to actually just do 3 or 4 different recipes and then just loading those as a video, Because, you know, it'd be something different. And yeah, it's the walrus being a moron again, but when am I not? Right, so again, because it's raining, the Junimos are not active, which means I need the potatoes to be harvested myself. Right. Well, let's just put some kale into that gap where it's now available. Because, again, that's probably a prudent plan. Because, yeah, I'd rather have more available. And more than I can actually do. Because, once more, I would like to have more money coming in. I mean, I'm nowhere near the 2 million I need for the very useful and very fantastic return scepter, because that's the main purchase I'd like to make in the spring this year. If I can get that done, then yeah, that's fantastic. I'll just keep that in my inventory, just teleport my butt home at any given point when I really need to get the hell out of anywhere, which would be great. Make my life super easy. I can just be like, oh no, I'm in the volcano. Oh well, it's alright, mate. I'll just wave this scepter, hold it to the sky, and off we go back home. Boom. Because again, lazy. Also, it'd be really helpful if I'm, trying to get further down in, like, for example, the Skull Caves, because I can just keep going until, like, maybe, goodness, maybe 10 past 1, and then that will give me quite a lot more of an opportunity to actually get everything sorted. That'd be great. But here we go. We're going to be very lazy and just use stairs to bypass the heck out of this. But unless the staircase is really obviously nearby, then I'll use those. Because, again, let's be lazy. There we go. Right. So let's... That's that. That's lovely. We'll get that done. What next? Okay, so we're going to smash that open. That's fine. Anything useful in here? No. Okay, we should probably get, use the doodad. Get my butt out of dodge and just get wiggling. Get a good wiggle on. Okay, so we've still got a few more horrible things going on here. Can't be dealing with that. Thank you. Stairs. 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 I enjoy the staircase. It is a fantastically lazy way of doing this. It's great. I love it. And stairs. And once more, stairs. But I should probably eat a few more things just to, keep my health up. Again, I don't want to accidentally get jumped. I mean, it could feasibly happen. I genuinely do not know. It's been so long since I've never really done it like this before, so I don't really know how feasible it is if the enemy could, like these monsters, could just turn around and just jump me and give me an absolute hiding as I'm trying to work my way through here. As when I turn up and just don't want to get my butt handed to me. Because space is going to be an issue, really, a part of this, isn't it? Okay. I really should stop faffing because there are enemies here that need to get out of the way, and they are going to be in my way if I'm not careful. That could get very annoying. I think that could get very annoying, being the understatement of the century here. Goodness gracious me, come on. Keep it going. We're like floor 106, floor 107. We are churning our way through this place. We are getting here. It's just, taking a bit longer than I would like. And that's annoying. But, that is a thing. We will get further down here. Just you wait and see. Yeah. Okay, that's... Okay, so we've got one more monster here. That's fine. He needs to go away, because his existence is upsetting me. Because, you know, that's exactly how this works, right? Okay, that's that. Fine. Okay, so 112, we should really use another staircase just because... okay, there's a staircase there. Let's just get down that because we don't have to worry about using one. We're getting there. We're really close. And we've still got plenty of time. It's 20 past 6. We've still got loads of time. That's good. Maybe if we finish soon enough, we could use a bit of that extra time in a sensible way. We could use it to try to catch the legend. That might not be a bad idea. Like, genuinely, it might not be a bad idea at all. Because, yeah, if I can catch the legend... I mean, it's very unlikely at this sort of time of night. But I could always nip back home and grab a couple of the... like, the seafoam pudding or something. And potentially manage it. And I'm not expecting it, but it could be useful. It could happen. It's just a thing. It's like there's a theory. There is method to the madness. I swear, honest to God, I have a logic. It's not very good logic, but I've got it. You know, at least I've got something. It's better than Nout. And that's really the best way out. All I can say is I've got something and it's better than nothing. Okay, so we are working our way through this one. Okay. So, I'm going to quickly rummage in here. And I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab out what I need. And what I need is some seafoam pudding. For my things. For thingying. For catching the fishies. Like, I'm genuinely less excited about having completed the floor on 120 than I'm actually genuinely excited about the concept of potentially catching the damn legend. That is going to be my major focus of next week. If I don't catch it tonight in the last few moments of today, if I can do it, I am going to be throwing down watery rain totems like every day until I catch the damn thing, which is going to upset the Junimo because of course they don't come out in the rain. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, thanks. We would like to, you know, harvest your vegetables and stuff, but apparently what you've decided is it should just be raining, which, you know, thanks boss. But, hey, if it works, that's all I can go with. And that's what I'm after. I want to get that damn fish. Like, I know, yes, I'm not quite at the bottom of the caves. 4 more levels to go. Oh no, how very difficult. But again, I'm more excited about the concept of potentially catching the legend at this point. That is genuinely getting my... I am amped for that. I really want it to happen. Who would have guessed? There we go, Mr. Key. So we've got like 114 key gems. That's definitely enough to buy Pierre's extra stock list. So we are definitely going to go and sort that nonsense out, which is good. Once we sort that out, we're golden, really. Okay, so that'll be more crop stuff to be growing at all times of year. Hunky-dory. Right, so, look at that, we still only got to kill 3 more Pepper Eggs. He's got a few more of the other orables to kill. But one of the things that I'm debating is actually swapping out the, like buying the other weapons. Now, I don't really want to do that just yet. I'd quite like to wait. Because if I can be clever-ish about the weapons, I will get the Return Scepter first. Now, I'll always admit, I tend to use the Galaxy Hammer as my preferred weapon of beatings. So, yeah. It's kind of my jam. I like hitting things with hammers. I think that's really what it boils down to more so. Right, so I'm going to return home, which I have done here. And now that I'm back at the farm, what I'm going to do here is, of course, grab the lovely fishy-based produce that improves my fishery skills. And once I have improved my fishing skills with my miscellanea, then I should be able to attempt to catch the legend. Now, I do have a fishing of 10, which is the bare minimum requirement. But what I am aware of is I kind of want to grab a curiosity lure, because I think that they help with increasing the bite rate, and I don't think I've got one. I also don't think I can make them. I think you have to buy them from Willy. So that's going to be another thing for next week if I don't happen to catch the damn thing tonight. And that's really going to be how it boils down, is if I catch it tonight, I'll be really pleased with myself. Because, yeah, I think it's quite a valuable thing to be pleased about, because, you managed to catch the legend, the mystical legend fish, the absolute git swine that he is. And, yeah, well, if I can make that, I'll be super chuffed with myself. But that's really all I'm aiming for. Again, I've been chatting nonsense about trying to catch a fish. Let's actually try. Ooh, lummy daisy, there's a lot of gubbins going on here. Ooh, don't like it. Oh no. This could end very badly, couldn't it? Come on, catch the fish. Give me the fish. Gimme the fish. Okay, we got one. Yeah, what we got? Ah, it's not the legend. You can tell it's not the legend. He's not wearing the crown. Ugh. Okay, all the same, we got something. Just not what I care about as much, unfortunately. I would like more, though. More useful, please. More happy, good. More yes. Again, fantastic use of the English language by the walrus again today. I am a native English speaker, but my goodness, sometimes I just do. People should probably wonder, going, "Are you sure he does sound like a moron?" It's more just that I stutter over like ideas. I've got too much in my brain coming up, going, "Aha, this would be a great idea." And no, what it is that's stupid. Okay, so we've got some bullheads. We've got some more just general miscellaneous fish. That's fine and all, but I don't really care for a bullhead. I would like something else, please, called the legend. I mean, yeah, there are a couple of other bigger fish that might be useful, like a largemouth bass might be quite helpful at some point, because again, I can use those to cook with. I mean, I made the carp surprise, goodness, a couple of weeks back in the game, because yes, shockingly enough, I just cooked a bunch of carp. I mean, as dishes go for carp, as a dish, it's not really a surprise, other than the fact that the surprise is it's carp with a side order of, I don't know if I mentioned, but more carp. I mean, that is pinnacle surprise food right there. It's very Baldric from Blackadder sort of cooking. It would probably be the easiest way I'd kind of describe that. It's very, very Baldric. But, hey, that's Baldric for you. He does lots of silly. Entertaining character, though. It was Tony Robinson who played him. Anyway, before I start rambling again about something completely unrelated to what I'm currently trying to do, which, again, is a common trait. By the power of the walrus, talking nonsense all day, every day. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that really is just my jam, isn't it? Just being an absolute moron 24 hours a day. Okay, so we've caught another fish. It's still not the legend. It's still not quite as exciting as we need it to be, unfortunately. We're getting things. It's just not the things we want. And the things we want are, more important fish. Called the legend. Ugh, goodness, it's almost 1 a.m. now. Ugh, that's a pain. I think I'm going to have to pretty much start heading back to the farm, because there's not much else I'm likely to be able to catch at the moment, is there? That's annoying as all heck. Well, looks like the legend isn't going to get caught tonight, to be fair. That's fine. But I'm not going to lie, that's still a little frustrating. But, I'm still going to go out on a high, because I have achieved getting to the bottom of the mines. And, you know, I've got a lot of fish. It's kind of good. Yeah, there's more that I'd like to get, but, you know, we still got a few. And that's the important thing, is we've got a few of them. So, let's start rolling back to the farm. And whilst we amble on back through, I will just say to everyone, well, thank you again for tuning in. I hope you've really enjoyed just watching me ramble about random miscellaneous nonsense, a bit about Blackadder and why I have to justify to myself mostly using important items in games, and why I find it difficult. And, you know, if you're also struck with that, please leave a comment, because I'd like to know that I'm not the only one, because I hope that's not the case that I am. But anyway, if you did like this, please do like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help me. And lots of comments are always very, very nice. But hopefully I will catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.